Welcome, everybody. This is the No Politics Podcast. I'm your boy, Faking No Moves, and I'm here with my co host.
Working genius. What up, everybody?
What up, everybody? We're here for another episode of the No Politics Podcast, and this is episode 15. We have to talk about the Elimination Chamber. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, and we're going to talk about Smackdown live from Tuesday night. And everybody out there watching knows what happened in the Elimination Chamber, so we're gonna briefly talk about that first. Let's talk about the fact that it was a good pay-per-view. This is the last pay-per-view leading up to WrestleMania. What were your thoughts on the pay-per-view, real quick?
I thought it started off slow. I thought the last three matches definitely brought that pay-per-view feel and made it worth it, but the start of it was definitely pretty slow.
Word. Okay. Yeah, well, we had American Alpha. They defended their belts. We had Alexa putting her belt on the line against Naomi. Feel the glow. She beat her with the Snatcher Bald. Snatcher Bald.
I don't know why you're just feeding into this.
But and then we had the Elimination Chamber match, which was off the chain. John Cena defending his belt after winning it 2 weeks ago at Royal Rumble.
Damn.
And we all saw it coming. It happened. It's in the history books now. So how you feel about it?
I mentioned that too. I mentioned it at the Rumble. I said I like history when it's organic. Make history if it's organic. But when you're gonna force it, for Cena to lose it 2 weeks later, it absolutely just makes it clear that they only put it on him to give him the record to tie the record, and I just think that's whack, personally. Not that he doesn't deserve that to tie that record, but I just think it's whack when you force it like that. And then not only that, but they had Styles and Wyatt as the last two. For that, just have Styles keep the title, go over Cena, and then, just...
Exactly. I mean, for Cena to win and get 16, Styles should have just kept it at Rumble. Everybody wanted to see that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. So, it is what it is. It's the era of the Wyatt, So, I mean, SmackDown kicked off with a bang, but we got to talk about Raw first if we're going in, the order sequence of the week.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
So, before we jump into Raw, let's just wrap up the other matches. Kalisto and Apollo Crews beat Dolph Ziggler. There was a cool little moment when Dolph Ziggler threw Kalisto into the entrance thing and the LEDs blew out. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and then, Ziggler's continuing his mean streak.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they did that because I didn't see that coming. I don't think we didn't. I don't know if anyone did, but he was smart to take out Kalisto early on the way he did. And then it was to me the match wasn't great. It was I expected if you're gonna have Cruz and Kalisto go over, have them have this moment, make them look make Cruz look really good. I want to see more. I don't want just the win. I want some solid action. I want him to look really strong in the process. But I mean, it was whatever. And then Ziggler. Got his mean streak on after the match.
Yeah, with a chair and basically tries to break his ankle.
Yeah.
And Becky Lynch defeated Mickie James.
I thought it was a good match. I know you especially liked this match.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ending. I told you that. I didn't like the finish. I thought it was very just... Because when you think of a pay-per-view, a lot of times you think, this is the match to end it. And a roll-up is always, an indication that it's a cheap kind of win and that this is going to keep going. But as we get into the other matches right quick, I think I understand the logic behind
why. Especially after what happened Tuesday night. So we'll talk about this feud a little bit more moving forward.
Yes.
I can't forget Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. That almost stole the show.
Well, it was one of the last three. It was one of the last three, like I mentioned. I thought it was an awesome fucking match, man. That was the only thing I didn't like. I gotta say is that the very end when Luke Harper goes for the discus and Orton just kind of blocks it.
I liked it.
I thought he
I
should have
liked
just
it.
ducked under it. Duck under it, have Harper swing over him, turn around into
But
an
it was
RKO.
different. It was just something
It was
different.
different, but it made
It's
it
like
made Harper's discus look kind of weak that Orton just had to block it. You know?
I mean, but it's like the WrestleMania moment when Rollins went for the curb stomp and he threw him up and RKO'd him.
I don't know how
You know,
I don't
like
know how you just compared those two moments.
I mean, because it's like he's trying to find different reversals for
Okay,
his
okay,
shit,
I get
something
what you're
clean.
saying.
You know,
I get what you're saying.
it was for the
Something new.
moment. And I like how he brought a freaking dope side out of Luke Harper.
Yeah, for
Luke
sure.
Harper was going in like it was a dope ass match. So we can't forget about that. But that's SmackDown. We also know that we got Raw and Fastlane coming up, which I don't know how you feel about Fastlane, but that's the next pay per view.
We just not even gonna talk about Naomi and Bliss. Gotta talk about that.
I mean, we talked about it, didn't we?
No.
Naomi snatched her ball. What are you talking about?
No, I thought this was a great match. I was wondering why. Did you notice that every time Naomi went to, I believe, hit her moonsault or whatever, like Bliss wasn't taking it like clean. Like she took it on her back the first time, and then the second time she looked like she was trying to roll over and got hit on the side. Like it was kind of awkward.
And then Bliss went for her finish off the top and
got the knees.
Naomi put the knees up.
I think Bliss might have hurt her ribs or some shit when I saw that because
I mean it was a good match. It was a good match.
Because right after that she purposely looked like she didn't want to take Naomi's moonsault clean. Like to the like a clean rib shot, so she like turned. Maybe she hurt like the left side of her ribs.
Yeah, maybe she was hurting. She was hesitating a little.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but cool match. Good for Naomi. Congrats to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got for that.
Orlando, it's Orlando's WrestleMania, her hometown. You called it. Let me say something. You called it because I really wasn't paying no mind to that, and you mentioned it last week on our last episode when we made our Elimination Chamber predictions. So hey, I get where it's going. She's gonna lose the belt.
I'm not sure.
We don't know that. You kinda you didn't call it, but you said like the only way I could see it is like because it's her hometown.
But
I
figured WrestleMania is in her hometown. Why wouldn't they want her to win it there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever. They just do whatever the fuck they want.
But yeah, so let's start with Monday Night Raw. We kicked it off with Stephanie McMahon coming out to the ring, and she tried to put down my man Mick Foley. Say she gave him the day off after he started last week horrible with Samoa Joe. That shit was hilarious. I'm like, damn, she's a savage.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? But then we get Roman Reigns. He comes down. He pops his shit. He says he wants Braun Strowman after how Monday Night Raw ended last week, which was one of the bright spots with Braun Strowman.
Laid him out.
Taking him out, yeah. Ringside. That shit was dope. How'd you feel about that?
The opening was cool. I'm not going to throw too much credit around, but it was cool.
But how about the start of Raw? What you thought about it? Because then the club interfered. Like they came out and. I mean, besides the match, just the whole confrontation at first.
I like that it was fresh.
Yeah,
that's what
something different.
I like that it was like okay, the club, interesting, and they do have history with Reigns, and they used to get beat up by him. And now they want to throw their weight around a little more now that they're the tag champions. So I fucked with it. I was like, it's fresh. and I enjoyed that. So
and then they got the handicap match.
Yes.
Handicap match. Gallows and Anderson versus Roman Reigns. That was pretty dope. I mean, the only thing is, look, there wasn't a clean finish. But Roman still like broke out of their finisher and did all this crazy shit.
It's just terrible because a handicap match, like we talked about actually with Cruz and Kalisto beating Ziggler, we predicted that Cruz and Kalisto would win. And we mentioned that when you're in a handicap match, that is an almost safe way to not have someone look weak, not have the one loser look weak. Because it's a 2-on-1, and it's understandable. And we spoke about it also when SmackDown, when Cena got approached by Orton and Wyatt a few weeks ago. And Cena was in the ring before Harper saved him.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
you're right.
2-on-1, and I said
We even made it the cover art for our episode.
exactly, and we said Cena was basically fighting a 2-on-1 match because Harper wouldn't hit Wyatt.
Yeah.
And so it didn't make Cena look weak for taking the pin because 2-on-1, like you can understand that. We can all
Yeah.
understand someone losing 2-on-1. So like for them to not have Reigns, especially to the tag champions, like
Yeah.
it's understandable if someone loses a 2-on-1 handicap match to the dirty tag champions. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just do that. Like he won't not look strong because of it, but of course, at the end of the segment, he's standing strong in the ring and they're running. I didn't like it. I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
I think
Strowman didn't come out at all, right? In the beginning?
not that I recall.
Yeah. That's crazy. But Strowman was announced for a match with Mark Henry.
Yes.
Stephanie had announced that. Next, we get the New Day, which the New Day is always killing it. The crowd was so pumped for them. Who. Like, they were going off, bro. That shit was official. I like that whole segment with Bo Dallas. I ain't gonna front. I actually liked it.
I just don't
And
continue.
Kofi Kingston
You.
had a good match with him. Kofi Kingston had a dope match with him.
Why?
I liked it.
Why
And they were funny, man. I can't remember none of the quotables, but they had some quotables.
Why?
That shit was funny.
Why are they
Oh
just
yeah,
burying
he ripped
guys?
the ice cream blueprints though. he ripped the ice cream blueprints. That was a good moment.
I'll give
funny.
it that. Like New Day's always entertaining. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
And I like Bo Dallas, and that's not the problem. The problem is like why you burying Bo Dallas even more, and why you got the New Day involved with Bo Dallas and Titus, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing with them. It's pretty clear, and it's kind of annoying. And I've spoken about it.
They're just. I think they're floating, but we spoke about it before. It's only a matter of time. Like they're always entertaining. They're always dope. And they make good matches even when they do singles matches. I don't know. I liked it. Bo Dallas is good. I understand where he's at as a character now. It was just I like the match though. I don't know.
I'm afraid that Vince or whoever is booking it in their mind believes like, oh, New Day is so over with the crowd. We could just give them anything and they'll make it work, which is kind of true. But like I think that potential over reliance on them to do that is gonna make them feel more and more stale.
I want to see him. I want to see him do better though.
That's what I
want to
mean.
see him, be stronger. So maybe who knows? Maybe one day look at his brother.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But let's move on. Next match was Noam Dar versus Jack Gallagher, the gentleman, and we had Austin Aries again as well. I heard a rumor about Austin Aries.
I heard a rumor about it too.
about Mania.
You been hearing these rumors? Because I've been hearing these rumors. It's like we in the same halls in school.
Yeah.
We just
But,
I heard the rumor.
Hey, it was all right match, and Neville came down to the ramp and was just like grilling these dudes.
Yeah, I mean, just a tune-up match for Jack Gallagher. It was a quick, short, little match. Nothing to really speak of.
Yep. And I think we got a promo about the Friendship Festival. This was the night of the Friendship Festival.
Yeah.
The Friendship Festival was pretty fucking awesome.
They gave us a ton of promos leading up to it, just their moments. And I liked it because I remember last week I said to you, I hope they really do this big. Like, Jericho and Owens have been great together. So I really want to see all these moments. I said I hope they have like a montage. And all throughout the night they were having these little videos for them, and it was dope.
And then we see a limo pull up. And who's in it? Samoa Joe, Triple H, the King of Kings.
I fucking love that, man. Like something as simple as that. Triple H coming out of the limo with Joe, and I believe it was you that mentioned it. Maybe I could be wrong, but Samoa Joe wasn't with Triple H last time, and you mentioned that he should have been there at Samoa Joe's debut. Triple H should have been there at his debut to kind of welcome him in as well, and he wasn't, and it's like why not? Like have him there. That's dope. So I loved Triple H just being with him, and coming out of the limo with him, and again Joe looking spiffy with the
sharp.
Suit.
Yep. You're right. And my man Triple H is always killing it with the suits. You already know that. So we had that, and then what we get. They also advertised this earlier a little bit, I think, during the commentary. Emelina debuts.
Oh gosh.
What that was weird as hell. What the hell was going on
Oh
over
my
there?
god. I don't even,
You seen
bro.
the transformation to Emelina, now you're gonna see the transformation back to Emma or something like that, right?
I don't know if they just wanted to like get her some heat or something, but
That
but
shit was crazy.
it just made us not even care. Cause like before, like we mentioned before, like it's almost like why do we even care about it? Yeah, just show us the
Yeah.
same kind of promos every week and just waiting for her to debut. And it's like I don't know what the fuck. Why the fuck should I be interested in it really?
Yo,
And
she
then
said you waited 17 weeks for
that's what I
my
mean,
debut.
bro. 17 weeks they've been playing those
Yo,
bullshit promos.
that's what that was about.
What?
I heard it was like a big troll what they did, what they're gonna do. And now they're gonna troll us and wait 17 weeks for her to go back to Emma.
That's so fucking just
That's
corny.
hilarious.
It's
That was a troll
corny.
right there. That was hilarious.
That's corny.
But then,
Like as if their women's division doesn't need help right now. Like,
right?
oh man, I don't know. I
Well,
was
Oscar's probably gonna definitely go to Raw.
I don't probably I'd rather her
Yeah.
on SmackDown. SmackDown
Yeah.
needs a dominant woman right now. Oscar would be that. If Charlotte's gonna dominate Raw the way she has, and they have Bailey, and they have like they have candidates to be dominant
Anaya,
champions. Yeah, so like have Oscar on SmackDown and just
Dana
like
was there.
destroy.
Yeah. But we come back. We go to commercial, I guess. We come back. We see Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho backstage, and then Triple H pulls up and is like, "Oh, can I speak to you?" And then Jericho and him both were like, "Yeah, sure you can." Jericho's like, "Yeah, why not? You can have a word with us." And then he was like, "No, actually, I was trying to talk to Kevin." And he was like, "Oh, no problem, Kevin. Go ahead." And then they left.
I knew something was funny about this moment.
Yeah.
Like
And then you see
not funny like haha, funny
no, so
like
it's fishy.
okay,
Something
yeah,
fishy.
something's about to go down. That's how I felt
Yeah.
after that.
Yep. And then we get Braun Strowman versus Mark Henry, which wasn't a bad match. You know, all the Strowman, asking for better competition, he got Mark Henry. Mark Henry didn't look that small to compare to him. So what? That's a veteran in the ring. So I like that match as well. Strowman hit him with a few uppercut like to the stomachs. But he picked him up. Mark Henry had him, right? And Mark Henry dropped.
Yeah.
Hey, that was dope. That was dope too. Like I like seeing the two big guys clash. And then Strowman wins, handedly, which I wasn't mad at. And then Roman Reigns comes out. Because earlier, Stephanie said you can't get involved in the match. Because Reigns said that he might want to go and see it, from commentary. But yeah. I mean, what? You want to bury this
No, not
feud?
necessarily. It's not a feud. Like
The
this is just a
booking. The
one
booking.
off, and I get it. And like they've already advertised next week Strowman versus Big Show, so they're just giving him like other big guys, and it's cool. I mean, they're just trying to waste time till Strowman reigns at Fastlane, so whatever. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I don't know either, man. I want to see Strowman and Reigns at Mania as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Do
sorry.
you?
Yeah.
With who
Reigns
winning?
might Reigns is gonna win at Mania, so that means Strowman should win at Fastlane.
Damn.
Honestly.
I could see that. I could see them having Strowman beat Reigns,
Yep.
but not clean. And then they'll have their rematch, and then I could see them having Reigns beat Strowman at Mania. But I wouldn't like that. Like keep Strowman
Yeah.
dominant.
But Strowman took him down when he came to attack him again and got the better of it, right?
Oh, you just reminded me because we always talk. Strowman did get the better of him. Well, not at
Yeah.
first, but he did
Yeah.
stand strong at the end. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. And but it reminded me because we always talk about who gets the first, hit and who gets
Yeah,
the
in the
jump on
ring.
who.
Yeah.
And earlier in the night, when the club actually approached Roman Reigns
Yeah.
down the ramp, he gets out of the ring to like uh to meet them basically right outside the ring, and he gets the drop on both members of the club. He got the first hit on both of them, and
Yeah, but then
it's
they
like,
did it in this segment as well, where one of them was Strowman was in the ring and Roman was coming up to the post, and usually he's been catching him with the Superman punch or a punch and then the Superman punch type shit. But this time Strowman blocked him and stopped
yeah,
him. So we've been wanting to see that, right?
for a long time. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that was a cool little segment. I look forward to Fastlane. I ain't gonna lie. I was digging this episode of Monday Night Raw. I ain't even gonna front. They moving on. They had an interview backstage with Michael Cole and Samoa Joe.
Bro,
That
this might have
shit
been,
was.
bro. If
Oh.
not for the main event, and like this is, or I don't know, the festival. I like this episode of Raw, and I'm a agree with you right there. Like
Yeah.
this episode of Raw was dope, but oh my god, that promo! Oh my
He was talking
god,
about
that shit was
18 years
fire.
being on the road, wrestling all around the world just for this moment. And, guys like, Seth Rollins and I
All
think he
Triple H's
said,
older,
yeah, he was like,
basically.
they needed him. I don't need him. Like, I just took the opportunity.
Exactly. He just
That's
blessed me with
all.
the opportunity, but I don't need
I
him to
took it and
dominate.
I don't
Yep.
need him. And that's why I'm the destroyer.
He said
He's the
he's
creator.
different.
I'm the
Yep. And he
destroyer.
said he's
I'm
different.
different.
Yep.
I was
And he
digging
also
it.
name dropped Sami Zayn in this promo, which is
Yeah.
interesting. It's important.
He's like, I'm not a guy like Sami Zayn that's just happy to be here
here. And when he
on
said
Raw.
that, it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, like Sami Zayn is one of those guys that are happy to be here. It was interesting
Yeah.
that he decided to name drop him, though. I didn't think much of it, though, because he did it so organically and fluidly
Yeah.
that he was just like, I'm not just a guy like Sami Zayn happy to be here. And he was like, yeah, okay, that's a good point. I didn't
That stuck out
expect
to me because I was like,
anything.
damn, he's just gonna throw him under the bus
Yeah,
like that,
exactly. But I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think
Yeah.
too much of it. I knew he name dropped him, but I was like, whatever. But oh man, that promo was awesome.
Oh, and he was talking about, Rollins. He was like redesign, rebuild,
Reclaim,
reclaim. And he was
re-injure.
like re-injured.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yep.
put him back
He was
on the
like,
shelf
if he
has
wants to
to.
come back, I'll put him back on the shelf. Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, that was an awesome promo.
But you
And
see,
then we
you
get
see how when you could talk like that, bro. When you could talk like that, you getting over it just like that. You don't even gotta do nothing besides have a little interview. A lot of times those little interviews are boring with the wrong people. But you see, if you the shit and you really good on the mic, like, and you could work a promo like that shit makes you look good, bro. You really like. There's really
yeah.
no excuse for other people when they can't get over in these kind of segments. And actually, this reminds me of Natty and Nikki from a week ago. Like that was a solid segment too. Like you gotta take advantage of these little interview shit sometimes.
And beautifully done. Raw had Sami Zayn versus Rusev next, right after.
Yep.
Setting it up perfect, you
Yep.
know? And Rusev, he's been wearing that face mask because they said something about his nose. Is that like true? Like, is it real?
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
but it's interesting that it came shortly after him calling
The
himself
handsome
Handsome
shit.
Rusev, and it reminds me of Cody Rhodes back in the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if it's legit, but
Yeah, that's crazy. But it was a good match. Sami Zayn, Rusev, Sami Zayn, he's already known for putting together awesome
awesome
matches. That's
matches
why
with
they
like
throw
anyone.
him in with random
Yeah,
people.
that's why
Yeah.
they do it, and it's
Yeah.
it's like a gift and a curse, because
Yeah,
they know
exactly.
he's just that guy that they can use to put on a good match, and
Yeah.
and it's kind of like what you said about Ty Dillinger about how he'll probably never be a main eventer because he
Yeah.
can put on a good match, but he can put on a good match even when he loses, and they'll take advantage of that, kind of like Ziggler, kind of like Zayn.
Yeah.
Like you can use these guys in that role, and it's like a gift and a curse, but awesome,
Yo.
awesome match.
Speaking of Tyler Breeze,
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger, where is he?
NXT.
He's still not showing up,
NXT.
right?
They
NXT.
said, I read something maybe like 2 weeks ago. We never really brought it up, but they were like, oh no, it was just a one time thing. He's gonna stay in NXT for now.
And remember, I said they did it one year with Bo Dallas or
Yes.
Sami Zayn.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's just annoying because are you kidding me? How over Ty Dillinger is to debut
Yeah,
him
but
and then not
I
have
also
the
read something that it makes sense for him to stay there because he's a character that people in that arena that they do, that fan base they're so invested in, that it's only gonna help NXT strive.
Okay,
You know.
I
So
get it.
I understand. I understand. I'm not mad at it. But let's get back to the match. Yes, Sami Zayn got the W. I love the finish. You know, it was a brutal match. At one point the mask came off. I don't even know like if that shit happened by accident or what. But yeah, I love Corey Graves on commentary as well. Like he's backs his Rusev up like.
What do you say? What do you say? I'm not
No,
recalling.
he's like
I know I love Corey
handsome
Graves.
Rusev, my guy handsome Rusev, and he was like, "Is that what we're referring to now?" He was like, "Yeah." His like on his birth certificate, it should say handsome like before his name, because like he was just going hard for Rusev. Yo, I was
Nah,
fucking
Corey
dying
Graves is
laughing,
fucking awesome. Corey
man.
Graves like legit makes me laugh, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm so excited. Like they just gave him his farewell on like last week's NXT, or the
yeah,
week before. I'm not even sure, but just he's already on the main show, and he was awesome there, and he's been awesome here, and like he's young as fuck. Like unfortunately
yep,
for him, his wrestling career was cut short, but like he's a blessing on commentary, and for
yeah.
years to come is what it should be.
That's one of those things though. He was one of those guys like when CM Punk was at the top of the top, like they had him in NXT and he was nice on the mic. So, you know, he always had that, but like you said, unfortunately his career got cut short, but he still has his voice and that's why he's good at what he does. He was always good on the mic. So, he's
Absolutely,
just getting better and better, and as a commentator, he's really growing and becoming great as well
he's
as with
fucking
what he
dope to
does, you
me.
know?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, after that, Sami Zayn gets some mic time after he gets the W, and he addresses Samoa Joe, and then Samoa Joe's music hits, and he's like waiting for him, like, all right, come on, let's go.
Once he was just staring at the LED screen, like waiting for him, I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, he's not coming from there, stupid."
And Samoa Joe just comes from the side, starts beating him down, and I don't know if you heard what Samoa Joe said, but he was like, "Come on,
I heard
you
it.
gonna catch these
You gonna
hands?
catch
Get
these
up,
hands, bro? I
get
heard it
up."
when he said it because I got hyped. Like I love the way Joe trash talks people too. Like
Yeah,
I
that
be
was
loving,
dope.
I be loving when he be hitting people too with the fake boxing them,
Yeah,
and he be like, like that's what niggas used to
yeah.
do back in the day. People used to do that back in the day, bro. Like when you slap boxing, you like every time you tag someone up. Shit had me
Yeah,
dying.
it's just funny. Yeah, that shit was dope, man. I caught that. I was like, yo, Samoa Joe's killing it, man.
Yeah,
And Samoa Joe puts him in the
cocaine.
submission on the
Yeah,
ramp, right?
yeah. Puts him to
And
sleep.
just puts him to sleep. Samoa Joe.
Yeah. I wish when they
Big things,
started
big
I wish when they
things.
started the next segment, Sami Zayn was still asleep on the ramp. That would have been cool.
That would have been crazy. All right. But the next segment was actually another cruiserweight segment. So we get Austin Aries twice
Yeah,
again, like we've been getting lately.
yeah.
So that's cool. And then I like how they switched that up for that. So I'm digging that. And we get Akira Tozawa again against Araya Davari. And Tozawa's dope. We had Brian Kendrick
On commentary.
on commentary as well, and he was saying that he was mentoring Tozawa and that he was like his young student and
Yeah,
all that. Yeah, I
and
was
took
digging
credit for
that.
the win. Like,
Yep.
just
And then Tozawa, like, yo, he's dope. I was afraid they might give him a loss, because he debuted. I was wondering last week or the
yeah,
week
it was last
before.
week because we
Last
spoke
week,
about how in the 2 weeks before they debuted Mustafa Ali, and then the very next week he lost, and I made the joke that
exactly.
Tozawa was gonna lose this week, but
Yep.
got the W.
But he got the W. He got the W. It was dope. And then like at the end, he doesn't. I don't think he speaks great English.
Okay.
So the fact that Brian Kendrick is like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
mentoring him, and
Exactly.
then as Tozawa wins and looks at him, and he's like, there he goes, my student. Tozawa's like nodding his head, but really doesn't
Doesn't
know.
understand what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
I
I
like
like
that.
it even more because Kendrick is like claiming these people are his students and just
Yeah.
they have no like knowledge of it. It's just he's just
Yeah.
claiming it and going around telling people.
Tozawa, his finish is mean, man. That suplex is
Yeah, we talked
mean,
about
man.
it. That shit is quick and decisive. It's just
Yeah.
like
Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, that was dope. Moving on though. Next, And it seemed like at this point it went by pretty quick. I ain't gonna lie. Raw wasn't that bad. He
I'm
gets to
not
the
gonna call
fest.
you a liar, but I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Oh well, you know what?
It's
I
all
watch it without the
perception.
commercials. I
Yeah.
watch it. I
Okay.
watch it without the commercials.
That's a
Yeah,
good point. But
can't
what do
lie.
we
Can't
got? What do
lie.
we got? What do we got?
We get the festival of friendship, and we get my man Chris Jericho, and he has the big entrance. Yo, that shit was
That
so
shit was
dope. He
fun.
was
Yo, he
dancing.
reminded me
He
of
was
like
going.
Austin Powers, bro.
Oh,
Like
for
that shit
real,
had
for
me
real.
dead. He went all out
Uh,
for this. He went all out.
yeah,
He loved Owens,
yeah.
bro. He
Yo, that
loved
shit was
Owens,
dope, and he
bro.
really kept it real. He kept it real.
Yeah.
He said, this has been one of the funnest years because of you. I never had, chemistry with anybody the way I had with other people. And I think he meant it.
Yeah.
But he was talking about, oh man, he was like, I got a great art sculpture
The
from
art was
Ralph
fucking
Guggenheimer. Ralph Guggenheim.
Guggenheim. Yep, a
Yo, it
Guggenheim.
cost 7,000. Yo, it was so funny, yo. I was
Bro, the
dying.
sculpture was weird as fuck. The art was
Yeah, he was like, it's like how we
way better.
intertwine, though.
They was dead ass kissing. Like they was dead ass
Yo.
kissing in the
And then the
sculpture.
art, and he goes, I want you to hang it in your house. He goes, I have kids, Chris. You're not even wearing any pants. Yo, he's like, it's art.
Yo, it was fucking
Yeah.
awesome, that painting. I hope they sell that painting. Like I hope they
Nah,
start putting that
yo,
painting out for promo purpose. Bro, I would cop that
yo,
shit.
in 10 years we're gonna see this shit featured on an episode. They got a big warehouse full of all WWE like props and shit. They're gonna be like, "Where's that painting? Oh, it's right here,
That
laying
shit
in the
is
warehouse."
awesome, bro. That shit had me
I,
dead. And they're like touching fingers, like what, holding
with their
hands.
belts.
Yo,
This
mad
was the
funny.
big send off for his championship reign.
Yeah, it was.
That's really what it
Man,
was, and I digged it. I was digging it.
the whole time though, like Owens looked almost fed up, and that's where I knew in the back of my mind, Triple H said something to him, bro.
Hmm.
Did something happen there, and he was just he wasn't having it. It was like he wasn't in the mood, and it was sad because it's like,
How about Friendship the Magician? And he did the shit,
yo.
and then he was like, "No, give it a Chris. Scarves your thing. Scarves are your thing." Yo, that shit was funny. And the fucking Rose and shit. And then we also got Gilbert. He was like, "This is your chance to beat up Goldberg. So Goldberg, come on out." And the music hits. That shit was hilarious.
Bro,
And
I was
Gilbert,
disappointed.
but
I know
yo,
what you're
didn't
gonna
I say
say.
Gilbert should have came
At
out
the
in Royal
Rumble.
Rumble?
Yep.
I knew
Instead
he was bound to show up though. So
I
I
was
can't lie.
I,
I was digging it.
I was disappointed with the crowd because they didn't start chanting Gilbert until I believe Owens or Jericho called him, acknowledge
Yeah,
that he's Gilbert. It was almost like they didn't
yeah,
know. Like they didn't chant like Gilbert during the entrance, It was almost like they didn't
yeah.
know, but that was funny, bro. There was a lot of good spots in this shit. It was there was a lot of homosexual stuff. Just the kissing, the art, friendship. The magician was pulling the thing out his mouth. It was crazy. There's a lot
I
going
mean,
on.
it was just funny, man. It's just one of those things. I remember when I was a kid, like not even 2001, maybe. I got the VCR with the VCR tape. WWE funniest moments top 100, and this reminded me of like the Rock and Sock and Rock's birthday with
Yeah,
Mankind, and it's just one of those classic things like DX going at the Nation of
fun
Domination
moments.
with the
Yeah,
midgets coming out.
yep.
You know what I mean? So I was like just loving every minute of this segment.
Agreed.
And
But
then
what
Kevin
happened?
Owens gets a gift for Jericho. He gives it to him. It's a new
I knew it was
list.
gonna be a
And
new
whose
list.
name's on the
It's
list?
a. I was like, he definitely got him a new clipboard and stuff. And it was almost so sad, bro. Like my heart might have broke, like for real.
Yo,
Like when he's like,
yo,
why is my name on the list? And he like perfectly lifts up the clipboard to like face the camera.
list of KO. Yep.
Yo, that was
That
see,
was.
and we
You
knew it
didn't
was
expect
coming,
that?
bro. No, well, I
I
knew
well, not. none of us expected it this week.
Yeah, exactly. Like we know it's been building up to it, and like I think we all
Maybe
kind of
after
expected it
Fastlane.
at Fastlane
No.
or the week after Fastlane, the Raw after
Yeah.
Fastlane, because he loses the title at Fastlane.
But nope.
But I didn't expect it like this, and it was man, it was heartbreaking. But it was a good time to
I
do it,
loved
bro.
it.
It was a good time to
Yep.
do it. I loved it. I absolutely
And
loved it.
and my man KO broke out that power bomb that you love.
On the apron,
Yep.
that shit
So
looked brutal, bro.
maybe we'll see a mean streak in KO,
And
or
yo,
is he?
but I did see it. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
we hadn't seen it in so
Yeah.
long, and
But
I was
will we
like,
see it against Goldberg?
that's the thing. And I kept saying like, this is the KO that he used to be, and this is the KO that they need, and it's good that they're actually doing this, even though like my heart was like shattered into a million pieces as I was saying this, but but like this is the KO that he needs to be, and and it makes him look strong going into the match with Goldberg, because if he's gonna be the a little bitch leading up to it, then
Yeah.
like we're expecting Goldberg to destroy him. But now we're like, okay, maybe this KO will come out, and put up a
And a quick
fight.
side note, after Goldberg went on Twitter and said morons, and Kevin Owens
This was
responded to
great.
him and said, considering you almost knocked yourself out headbutting the door, you should probably reconsider calling other people morons.
Yo, Owens is great on Twitter, bro.
Yo, for real, man. That
That
shit's
was funny.
funny, man. And then, well, at some point in the show, we got a backstage segment with Bailey and Cesaro and Sheamus, right?
Yes.
And Cesaro was doing the hands with her, and Sheamus went off. You gotta hit harder, and then Enzo and Cass pull up on him.
Yep.
And Enzo and Cesaro and as Enzo was just going at it with both of them
Yeah.
verbally. It was
Yeah, he was
amazing.
going hard.
And then basically it sets up a match, and it's Enzo versus Cesaro, and then they come to the ring, and Enzo was going off again on the mic, and this brings me to, not to sidetrack, but the new episode of Holy Foley you was telling me about, where Enzo cut a promo on
Noel's boyfriend.
Noel's boyfriend,
Yo,
as well
that
as
shit was
Noel.
brutal,
He
bro.
went off on Noel
Yeah,
too, though.
but he was supposed to go, and it makes sense
Yeah.
because she's trying to learn, and they got to bring that out of her for her character if she's gonna be
Yeah.
a wrestler. But like the part with the boyfriend, it was like so unnecessary that I almost felt bad for the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he was cutting into him, like he didn't really have to, like, but it was, I know they
Yeah.
just did it for the show, but damn, he was going
Yeah.
in.
Well, she's still with her boyfriend because at Royal Rumble they were sitting behind commentary,
Wow.
and he had
I noticed her. I didn't even care to
he
see
had
him.
the clown gimmick on, half clown, half his regular face.
Did he?
Yeah, he every time he goes out like that.
They low key trying to build his gimmick.
Right? The new
Right.
fucking James Ellsworth looking as Doink. But yeah, so we get a quick match between Cesaro and Enzo, and Cesaro finishes Enzo, gets the pin with the uppercut
Yeah.
like nothing, and then my man Big Cass has to step in, and he's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Thank you.
Bada
you.
boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
Thank you, Enzo Amore.
Ah man, you know how I feel about Cass and Enzo, man. I love them, but WWE just got to give them some better, spots to make them look stronger.
Agreed.
I understand it's Cesaro and Sheamus, and Enzo's the mouthpiece, so it is what it is.
He's quite the mouthpiece. Yep.
Yep. So moving on, and we're gonna try to get through this as quick as possible because we also have SmackDown to talk about.
I thought we
But,
were. I thought we had a great pace going until this like last 10 to 15 minutes. We started really getting detailed. But I'm not gonna say too much. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Yeah, because it was the Festival of Friendship. So let's continue. Sasha Sasha was backstage and Charlotte was backstage. But Charlotte was walking, and then Sasha kind of walked into the camera view, and Charlotte said some stuff about a legacy and how you could be on top and just fall off, basically. That's all she said. She was like, all right, whatever. But we had a match tonight, Charlotte against Bailey, and it's the Raw Women's Championship match. And
Who did
I
you
know
who
you
did
was
you
digging
think
this
who did you
match.
think was gonna win coming in?
Coming in, Charlotte.
What?
Charlotte.
I thought it was so obvious that it was gonna be Bailey. Because
I
they have
thought
the
so.
whole Charlotte's always losing on Raw shit, and we talk about it all the time.
I know, but I didn't think it was gonna happen again this week.
But that's what I. But
Hell
it's
no.
the fact that not only did they, advertise
But
it
I
for
mean,
last week, they advertise it, they don't do that as often as
I'm not
SmackDown
saying that
does.
it's bad. I mean, I know this is like the headlines now. Oh, Charlotte always loses on Raw, but
You
honestly,
would
like,
think they would get away from it at some, but not because Bailey keeps beating her on Raw. Like you
yeah,
wouldn't give this title match to have her lose on Raw. Like again,
yeah.
I don't know. And then they put it as the main event, and that was what really.
That was what it was too. Like I was thinking about that, the main event, while I was watching it, cause she had that dope promo about Trish Stratus beating Stephanie McMahon for her first women's championship. So I mean, it was a freaking amazing match, man. Altogether, I was really digging Bailey's wrestling boots. I don't know what it was about them, but them shits was fresh. Those wrestling boots,
I don't
yo,
even
she has some.
remember that. They're not even popping into my head when you say that.
Yo, I don't know why. The little things like that stick out to me, like her gear. Like it said everything. Like she had special gear for the night. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, yeah.
So like, and her boots were different. Like, and I was digging it. Yeah, it was a dope match. How you feel
I
about it?
thought it was an amazing match, bro. Um, Man, when Charlotte did her moonsault off the ringside barricade,
Yeah.
man, like Bailey looked like she got hit hard with like the side of Charlotte's knee.
Word.
Like it just looked, and the match was incredible, and the interferences didn't bother me. Like when we
Yeah.
posted on Instagram, when I posted it on Instagram, I said that the interferences didn't bother me. The Dana Brooke thing bothers me because like,
I was just like, yo, where's Dana been?
yeah, exactly. Like we've been saying, bro. She's there when it's convenient, and it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like just have her back at all times. Like just have her. What is the?
Dana's a punk.
Yeah, I don't get it. But the Dana Brooke thing kind of bothered me a little bit. But then I like that also. Sasha came out, and it kind of made it feel like even, like oh, nobody's gonna look too bad because they both had interferences in their favor. So
Yeah.
I like they kind of just canceled out, and
Yep.
man,
And
it
I
was
like how
awesome.
Sasha came down and cracked Dana
With
with
the
that freaking crutch.
Yep, and then crack Charlotte with it too
Yeah.
in
Stabbed
the
her.
chest.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah. I mean, I've been hearing that Sasha's gonna turn, so her raising Bailey's hand and stuff at the end.
I did too, and I was watching it with my boy, and he thought it might have been in this moment. I was like, no way, because this is such a big moment for Bailey.
Yeah.
And Sasha, I don't know. I know that this was like a genuine feel good moment, and
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd pull the trigger immediately after. They'd let her have
I
her
guess it
moment.
makes sense though, if it's gonna happen now, right?
If she did do it immediately after, she would have got so much heat. Immediately after Bailey's like the biggest moment of her career, like didn't even let her like let this moment sink in.
Word.
She would have got so much heat for this.
Definitely, but it wasn't the time.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Agree.
We still got what? How many weeks?
7 till WrestleMania, 3 to Fastlane, I believe.
Really? Still?
Maybe 2.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't be counting down for Fast. 2.
What is it,
I believe it's
March?
2 to Fastlane.
March what? 4th or something?
March 5th. Sunday, March 5th.
We
So
got
that's-
there's a UFC card the day before that.
Yeah, so we talk about that the day before that.
Yeah. Yo. Tyron Woodley versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
They
The
got-
rematch. They fought to a draw. It was a dope match.
Okay, word. They got some nice names.
Yeah, bro.
That's all I
But
got.
let's get to it. You want to take a quick break and then we come back and finish with SmackDown?
Absolutely. I need some water.
Let's do it. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
失败者的梦想。
来，
I don't need love, I need your handshake, a hug. I don't need that porn star bitch tryna send me bottles in the club. Just cause I'm chillin' with a band, I don't damn, I just hit the dub. I'm still standing on the couch, they still tryna hit the blunt. You know it's death before the song, you know I'm letting loose the dub. You know I came here with an army, you know I'm all out for blood. You know my hustle is shit, you know I'm working overnighters. You know I'm still a reject, you know I do this for my riders. You know I know. I know. You know I know. Yeah, I know. Lord. And we're back. All right, we got Smackdown Tuesday live. We start off.
Stop talking.
What?
It's my time.
It's your turn.
let me get in on
it's
this.
Smackdown time. The A show.
Yeah. So we start off with the era of Wyatt. Oh man, this was big time for me, bro. Like I just felt
Wyatt killed it. This intro to Smackdown, it was amazing.
He absolutely destroyed this fucking promo. Is just a thing of beauty, and this is like what a champion should be. This is one of the reasons why people have been like wanting Bray to be champion so long, because if you're gonna have the champion cut promos and stuff like that, like I always think back to the Raw days, like pre-brand extension and all of that, where like they'd have the champion come out and talk for like 15, 20 minutes type shit, in a promo. Like Bray Wyatt can do that. If you need Bray Wyatt to do that, that's what's gonna get done, and he's gonna kill it every time. And it just, like, a lot of people always used to say his promos were getting stale because he'd never win and he'd never make right on his threats and shit like that. But like now that he has the title and he's reached the mountaintop, it was so much more effective. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it.
Yeah, man. It reminded me of Edge when he was champ, like the way he came out and like just take the crowd's, attention. Edge, Triple H would
Triple
do
H
it like
was awesome at it. Triple H did
come
it
out
all
and
the
start
fucking
Raw
time.
back in the day, yeah. Undertaker's really good at it too, like just popping something off and just bringing the crowd to his full command,
Yeah, and like grunting after he says "rest in peace," be like, growling and shit.
But Bray Wyatt basically was like, they said it would never happen, and I proved all of them wrong. But Sister Abigail said it would be hard.
Yeah.
And I finally got the whole world in my hand.
She never said it was gonna be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. And then John Cena came on. John Cena cut a hell of a promo too. He was like about them chanting, "You deserve it."
Yeah.
He was like, "Listen, there's 3 words on my shirt, and I already talked about the first one, so let me tell you a little bit about the other 2." He was like, "Nothing in this world is given to you. You don't deserve nothing. You earn it." Like, psh.
This was kind of interesting because I see where he's coming. Like, he's talking his shit to Wyatt like he should, but it was interesting because it kind of comes at the crowd in a way, which is kind of like.
But it seems like he's getting a message across.
Yeah.
That even to a young wrestler like Bray Wyatt, it's still it's like words of wisdom.
Exactly.
You earn everything. Like, so don't ever let them tell you deserve it.
Yeah, but at some point it is true. You do deserve it. Like at some point you have worked your ass off, and I think Bray has worked his ass off, bro. I feel like he's definitely
came a long way.
Definitely paid his dues and all of that shit. So
no one would ever thought.
I would not from Husky Harris days, but
but
I'm saying, like since Bray Wyatt, like people been wanting
when he
it.
First started, the OGs, the old guys of this business wouldn't have thought it so, and probably buried him, never gave him the chance.
Yeah, and like Triple H tweeted something out when he won, like a congrats tweet to Wyatt,
and we are NXT,
and he said that he did it his own way and of his own creation. Like Bray Wyatt is like his character, like. Yeah. Nobody gave him that. Like
nobody knew what to do with him.
Exactly. So
that's fire. That's fire, yo. I fucks with that.
So after Cena popped his shit,
Cena was like, we got a match tonight, and then AJ Styles comes out, and then everybody starts chanting AJ Styles when AJ Styles trying to be the baddest guy on the damn roster, know he be, but everyone loves him.
Exactly.
But everybody loves him, right? And basically he's like, I got a rematch too, and Daniel Bryan comes out and goes, "Well, we got a fucking triple threat match then
And
tonight."
this was crazy because I feel like they were advertising the Cena Wyatt so much that it was like, okay, Cena Wyatt, and that's dope in itself. But
Yep.
the fact that they were like, you know what, we gonna make it even better. We gonna turn this shit into a triple threat. I was like, oh shit, SmackDown making moves, and I prematurely said, I don't know if I did say it, but I wanted to say prematurely that it didn't take long for SmackDown to beat Raw this week, but I don't know. I did enjoy Raw, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that's too true. So I might have said it, and if I did, I was wrong. But if I didn't say it, I'm letting you know I'm coming clean. That's what I wanted to say,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
like held back on it. But
Yeah, but it did start off super, super strong, and then we had a bunch of filler matches in between. We had American Alpha against the Ascension, which the Ascension, I'm thinking now, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, damn, SmackDown really is living up to what it said it would be, and it's giving other people an opportunity.
yeah,
And eventually, I guess now I can see opportunity for the Ascension to look good and maybe even be champions one day. Right now isn't that time. American Alpha needs to hold on to it. But at this rate, the way the belts are changing, I was really watching this match like, man, like they could definitely lose and then get a shot and then somehow win the belts or some shit, or maybe at Mania win the belts. Like who knows the way the fucking belts are changing now.
absolutely. When you talk about them giving people a shot, like, and they've been mentioning it. I heard them mention it. Like the Ascension hold the record for the longest NXT tag title reign, and
Yeah,
like they've been
yeah,
put on the back burner for a while, but they were the forefront,
dominant.
dominant
Yeah,
in NXT as the tag champs. So like, I like this. I like that they're trying to make something out of them. Like, don't just keep them
yeah,
back there. Bring them into the fold. So I
yep,
like
yep.
I like that they've been putting them on.
All in all, though, American Alpha get the win, and it was a dope match. I can't front.
Yeah, I agree. And then
Then we get a backstage segment, which was I think like maybe the first or second segment of the night.
you skipping
But what we had after that?
immediately after the match, the Usos came
Usos,
on to the
yeah, yeah,
Titantron.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of backstage
Yeah,
things happening throughout the night.
absolutely.
This episode was filled with that. But yeah, the Usos came out. And they were like, basically, they coming. Like you feel something crawling behind you. You get those little goosebumps. That's the Usos coming. Watch your back, cut. You know.
Yeah, nah. I mean, the Usos and American Alpha, like that feud has been great. Like it hasn't been super consistent because they keep going in and out of different like feuds. It seems like, but this is one
Yeah.
of them that like these guys have beef still, and like we all know it. And they made the statement at Chamber when during the tag team turmoil match, they
Yeah.
beat them up after they got pinned.
And try to
You know
leave them for dead so Ascension could wipe them out.
exactly. So
Yep.
that beef has been there for a while, and like we might actually get the full thing now.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But then we got a backstage segment with Carmella and James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I forget immediately how it starts.
James was asking her to be his Valentine
There we go. That's
as a friend, and let's go out to dinner.
She was like,
And
let's
she was
keep it
like,
strictly business or professional.
"Yeah, I think you're super cute, but we got
Oh
to do some
man.
other things and some other shit." And then Ambrose came up and saved the day. And Ambrose was like, "Listen, let me give you some advice. She's using you. You look stupid." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Carmelo was like, "Jimmy, you're gonna let him talk to me like
Yeah.
this?" Yo, hilarious. She's like, have a match with him, and then Brian comes up, and
Ambrose,
Ambrose
we
is
got to
like,
mention that Ambrose came into that segment looking for Corbin.
"Oh yeah," he was screaming like, "Corbin,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
where you at?" Yep. But he's like, "Listen, I want Corbin, but do me the favor. I know you definitely hook it up. Let me just beat him up real quick in the ring."
It was super casual too. It was almost like, you mind if I beat him up tonight? Like, you mind if I just get my anger out?
Yeah. And Damon was like, "You know what? That sounds like a good idea."
And he mentioned how they had like unfinished business too, and we always talk about that just those little sprinkles of
Yeah.
continuity and shit like that. That's dope.
Yo, I loved it. I loved it. It was dope.
Yeah, mad funny.
And
And
then
you and
we
like you
get the
mentioned,
match.
Ambrose has been mad funny. So
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. But we get the match, and James is out there with Carmella, and James was like telling the crowd, like basically this is his girl, and then they were booing her. He's like, you can't boo her. Her only boo is me. Like I'm her only boo.
that was great. I got to give
Yeah,
him
that
props for
was.
that shit.
Yep. And then Ambrose his music hits, and he doesn't come out. We're like, what the hell? And I'm like, well, they gotta cut to like
Something
Corbin beating him
backstage,
up
right? Yeah.
backstage, but
It was
instead
even
Corbin
better, bro.
drags him out.
That
It
was so
was.
fucking. It
It
just
was.
looked awesome having him drag him out like that.
Yo, let me just say, like, I definitely dig SmackDown's ramp better than Raw's. I mean, Raw's is dope as well. When
Mm-hmm.
Goldberg comes out, that shit's fire.
Mm.
But SmackDown's is fire too. Like, the way Corbin comes out
Yeah.
and the way it, like, starts turning black.
Yep. I think
Just
Corbin's entrance
Wyatt.
is dope.
Even Ambrose's
Yeah, how they
entrance is
have
pretty dope too.
they show like the ground,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And Becky Lynch is with the clock and shit.
yeah. Just there's a lot of they be doing a lot of good shit on the A show.
Yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Entrance freaking ramps came a long way, man. They came a freaking long way.
Yeah, definitely.
But Corbin brings him out. He's dragging him out. He picks him up, basically. Or, well, somehow, I don't know. I don't remember exactly everything. But Ambrose ran into Corbin's deep six, and he throws him into a pile of wires and
And
sparks.
we get those sparks
and,
flying. I remember back in the day, always seeing shit like that. You throw someone through one of these things, and like even in the video games, the old video games, you hit someone enough times on something.
Speaking of that, I was saying, like, yo, I remember when I was a kid and Batista and Randy Orton jumped Goldust and threw him into the thing, and it sparked, and that's how Goldust started stuttering. And I thought it was real, like he really electrocuted or something. That's why he was like, like fuck. Fuck. For real, yo.
But that was like that reminded me of just like you said, like that back in the day shit.
Yeah, man. Funny. And then we get another backstage segment, and it's Daniel Bryan, and he's talking with Nikki Bella, and I noticed she dyed her hair like dark black. Did you notice that?
No.
Her hair's super dark black. Yeah. And
I just be looking at everything else. I don't know. I don't know.
No, because she looked different. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait a minute. Well, she looks different, and it's her hair. But Natty comes in, and he's like, because Daniel was telling Nikki, I got something planned for next week. You're really gonna like it. And then Daddy's like, what do you mean? She always has to like everything. You'll do it. Like, why is it? Because John Cena's with her?
Yeah,
she's your freaking sister-in-law. What the hell? Why can't I like? He's like, you'll like it too. And then they just start brawling, and then he's like, security, and then the security comes, and they can't even break it up to the point Daniel Bryan literally had to get in the middle. It's like, break it up. Like he broke it up the whole time.
Yo, and then he announces the match, and I mentioned this to you that I thought that they were gonna end up going to a street fight.
Yep.
After Chamber, when I saw
which this is a street fight.
Exactly, basically. When I saw like the way that match ended, and we still didn't even get too much into the endings, the finishes of some of the Chamber matches.
Right, yeah.
But like the roll up pin in the Mickey James match, and the no contest in the Nikki Natalia match, and shit like that rubbed me the wrong way initially, because I was like, man, this is a pay per view. Like this is supposed to end it. But then we had a little discussion, and we were like, you know what?
Yep.
Mania is 7 weeks away, and Fastlane still hasn't even come for Raw, and that's about 3 weeks away off of Chamber. And then we thought, like, you know what? It would make sense that SmackDown is going to have, like, another big special episode, kind of like how they had the Wild Card Finals match. They called it. They're going to have another big, I'm thinking anyway, that they're going to have, just to match up with that. They got a lot of weeks to go. So I could see, I understand them keeping a lot of these feuds going instead of
and
having
especially
definitive
after
endings.
the Festival of Friendship. they gotta have
They
something
gotta
big planned
come
for
hard.
SmackDown eventually,
Yeah.
coming up soon.
Exactly.
You know, we just gotta stay tuned.
Exactly.
Cause another fun fact though, I can't not just not forget about this, so I gotta say it now. They showed a fact that SmackDown was the most watched show on Tuesday, beating out HBO, MTV, all that.
That's
So
crazy.
SmackDown's coming up now. They're starting to get their little records like Raw used to have the week by week.
And you know what? We deserve it. The A show, baby. It's about time.
Yeah, man, for real. But damn, so many backstage segments. Dolph Ziggler had a segment. We'll go through it real quick. He talked about young dudes coming up in this era and basically wanting to, take that spot and be the top guy, but he's not gonna let them. We talked about him a little bit in the Elimination Chamber recap, but all in all, this is just him building some young talent and giving other people opportunities. So I'm not knocking it, but wasn't really a big part of the show.
Not really. Agree. Something to quickly gloss over.
Yeah, and we did get a match after that, and it was Mickey James and Becky Lynch in a rematch from Elimination Chamber. And that was a dope match. I fucked with it. Mickey, all in all, gets the better of this matchup tonight on Tuesday.
Yeah, fake the little injury, some dirty heel tactics.
Yeah, and then he caught her with the back kick. Boom. Spinning back kick type joint. Shit was nice. I fucked with it.
And now their feud is one apiece, so that's gonna keep going. So
continue. That's right. But all in all, solid match. And then we got like two more segments. We get a Naomi segment, and then we get the main event, which they gave the main event a lot of time.
They did.
Came in front. Yeah,
they did.
In front. Yeah. So let's talk about Naomi though. She came to the ring and she had an interview with Renee Young, and then Alexa Bliss interrupted. And Well, Naomi mentioned snatching. I'll snatch you up.
I was about to say,
again.
Did she mention it? Because I might have muted my TV at this point just in hopes that she'd avoid it.
She didn't say the full thing, but she said, I'll snatch you.
Oh, man.
And then Bliss was like, I don't care what you gonna snatch. You ain't gonna snatch nothing.
That's how Bliss sounds now. I like how you put like some flavor into how Bliss sounds.
I don't care what you go snatch. You ain't gonna snatch nothing. Cause you know what? You won. It was a fluke. She said, but it is what it is. That feud's gonna continue too.
Yeah.
And then we get the main event: AJ Styles and John Cena challenging Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, and this was a dope match. Man, like we talk about the fatal 4-ways, the triple threat matches they be putting on too, and it's no surprise when you see the names. You know what I'm saying?
One surprise, Luke Harper.
That was fucking awesome. I can't even believe I bro.
Attacking Bray Wyatt.
That was first of all, we got to talk about Bray Wyatt's chamber entrance, where he circled the ring, and just held the light up to every guy in the chamber. That was fucking awesome.
Wait, we got to talk about the new design for the Elimination Chamber as well. It was pretty dope.
I thought it was fucking awesome, and even prior to the match, I was like, this shit looks kind of cool. I like what they doing, and it looked like it was more space and
John Cena even got up pretty high.
Yeah, and
dropped down.
And I was surprised because
Ambrose was up top looking crazy.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people on social media kind of complaining about it.
Nah, because I even like the shots they got from like the glass outside, showing them on top of the chamber, like the pod, fighting.
Yeah.
Dope shots. I love the way it's built. And the only thing they changed the sides outside of the ring. It's not that much metal. It's a little bit more.
It's a lot of padding.
I think it's way better.
Yeah.
I think it's way better anyway.
Exactly.
It's better for the wrestlers.
I actually read some people
it allowed them to
complaining
actually
about
make a. Nah, it allowed them to even entertain.
Exactly.
It's better
because they could take bigger bumps out there. Harder bumps out there, and they'll be fine. I fucks with it.
Bray Wyatt, though, man, it's his time. He's the champ.
Let's get into the
main
entrance.
event. He had to defend his belt.
Let's get into his entrance at the main event. So he comes out, typical Wyatt entrance is dope, and then he blows out his lantern, and the lights come on, and just Harper's just standing right fucking next to bro. This shit, it like blew my mind how like dope this shit was. I didn't expect it. I would have never
Me
fucking
neither.
thought.
I didn't even
It
see
was
him
like
coming
so
from.
it was so original. Like I don't think anyone's ever done it. But if oh man, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it plays so much into Harper's
Yeah,
character,
just
that
like
creepy
weird and
Wyatt
creepy.
brother. You know, that
Yeah.
creepy Wyatt brother. Like,
Yeah.
yo, that's crazy. But what a fucking match, man! This match was dope. John Cena and AJ Styles had their little moments with their submissions, right?
Yeah.
That shit was dope. Styles hit a Styles clash on Cena.
And then, what was the finish? I know Wyatt hit Cena with the Sister Abigail to finish it.
Yeah.
But what was the? How did Styles get taken out of the picture? Did he get AA'd?
No, AJ had the cash car first. Cena escaped it. It was a dope little escape. Gets AJ in the STF, and then Bray Wyatt comes out and does
The
like a
senton.
yeah, and just bodies them.
Yeah.
Cena comes with an AA to Wyatt. Styles hits the Styles class. AJ goes for phenomenal forearm, but Cena pushes him off to the floor and takes him out of the match. Right when he turns around, that's when Wyatt grabs him in the Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
And finishes him off.
Yeah.
And gets the W. And then I don't know if the lights went out or not, but I know Randy Orton's music
Randy
hit,
Orton's music
and
hits.
he comes out and basically comes up to him and he says, you know, as long as you're the master and I'm the servant, I won't challenge you.
Yep.
Even though I won Royal Rumble and everything that comes, all the, things that come with that.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope. And then
What does Bray tell him?
He says that he has the keys to the kingdom, which was like a strong fucking way to end the show and end our like weekend and week of freaking wrestling. Like, shit was dope.
What do you
finish.
think of? What do you think this means? Do you think?
I mean, like our last episode was titled, Is Randy a snake in the grass? He's the Viper. Is he gonna strike? So who knows? Like, he could just be throwing him off, and then he's gonna hit him with the. All in all, I believe we'll see Randy hit a RKO on Wyatt at Mania and win the belt.
I think that he is trying to throw him off in a major way right now, and I think the keys to the kingdom line just shows that Bray is putting too much trust in him. That's literally it. Like, you now have the keys to the kingdom. Like, you're giving this guy way too much, power, and putting too much faith in him. So this is scary. This is scary going forward for Bray. But I like that they didn't have him. I like that it's like really slow. Like, they didn't have Orton. They had Orton come out at Chamber and just kind of look at Wyatt, and then they have him, but they didn't say nothing. Orton didn't attack him, and then tonight they have it again, but Orton almost basically bows down to him.
And not only that, Wyatt started the show. He came out alone.
Yeah.
Orton, when his music hit, it wasn't the Wyatt family.
Yeah, it was just
It was his own music.
Yeah.
So it still shows, that there could be a tear coming soon. But
exactly,
I loved it. I loved the end of that. They definitely started the show strong and ended the show strong as well. Corbin and Ambrose was dope. No Miz.
Yeah.
Now that I
when
mentioned
you
him,
said,
no Miz
exactly.
tonight.
When you said, I was just about to say no Miz.
No Miz tonight, and it was still strong. So
that's what I mean.
Dope.
Like, sometimes you don't even see certain people, and at the same time, it's like, they still gave us a solid episode, a strong episode. So I ain't even mad.
Yep. For real, me neither. Dope, solid week for wrestling, all in all.
Agreed. I thought the Chamber ended strong. I did talk about the slow start. I thought Raw was dope. Like, honestly, if I had to give it to one, like, I know I'm biased. Raw was good though, bro. Like, Raw was really good this week, and
yeah. If Raw needs to keep that up, man. And it's like, I wasn't even mad at the cruiserweights either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Jack Gallagher match was okay, but I know it's just to give Neville an opponent for now.
Exactly.
Gallagher's not a real threat.
Are we going to talk about the rumor? Because we
Uh,
alluded to it a little bit earlier. We mentioned it.
hey, if you want, yeah, the rumor: Austin Aries, WrestleMania, and Neville.
There we go. I was waiting for you to finish
I was
that.
waiting. I wanted you to kind of finish it off and say Neville, but I guess you're leaving it up to me.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like, yeah, he's the one. He's gonna spoil it. Austin Aries might challenge Neville at WrestleMania for the belt. That'd be dope. But I thought maybe they'll do something where they'll spotlight more of like dudes in the division, not just a one-on-one. So I don't know where they're going with it, but I still, if it is a one-on-one, hey, I'm happy with that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a one-on-one, and in the pre-show they have a bunch of cruiserweights in like a 6-man tag or like some shit like that. So
because WrestleMania is gonna be like 10 hours long.
Yeah. They're probably gonna make it a 2-day event soon. It's gonna be 2 days, but
well, they already do make it NXT
with NXT, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
it's about to be a whole week full of WrestleMania.
But I mean, Aries versus Neville would be dope. I kind of thought with Aries anyway that he'd go back to NXT. I just figured he'd go back to NXT.
Yeah.
But since he's already on Raw frequently and does 205 Live, it's like, all right, he's already traveling with the main roster. Might as well keep him there.
And his camera presence is
awesome.
good.
Yep.
He has no problem at all being on that camera.
Exactly.
He's ready.
I'm hoping that he's not limited to the cruiserweights either at the same time.
Yeah, but it looks like that's where it's kind of going. But eventually, even guys like I was thinking, like Tozawa, I don't think I feel like he'll grow. Like as good as he is as a talent, maybe he'll be able to mix it up with other dudes outside of the cruiserweight. But I've been saying that I want to see cruiserweights mix it up with dudes out of their weight class. But for now, I understand why they can't, because they got to build the brand.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we'll see. Like Austin Aries definitely is gonna help that. Neville did it. Neville gave it a boost. Rich Swan's dope. T.J. Perkins dope. Brian Kendrick's dope. It's all about just getting people invested in it.
Agree. And
Mania, man, right around the corner.
Let's not forget, got to shout out some of our commenters from this past week.
Yeah. A lot of people was bigging up Bailey.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about Wyatt, man. A lot of people are invested in that storyline.
Bro.
Yeah, so shout them out.
I seen people change their names to like the era of Wyatt. They're changing their Instagram handles, Twitter handles. Wow. But Diesel _1981 was definitely showing love, commenting, keeping the conversation going. Avenger 75. James 1. No. I got it. I was gonna say James 1 Ill official, but I believe it's James O'Neil official. See, I had to figure that out. But he mentioned it seems like Charlotte always loses her title on Raw, and accurate
because she does.
Exactly that, because she does. A lot of comments talking about Wyatt. We had two good ones. DJ Ash Knuckles, as usual, chiming in. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Said it's about time. I just hope they don't have him job out to Orton at Mania. Let someone else build a legacy. Bray has quietly paid his dues for years. Hopefully his first singles title won't be a transitional one. Good to see they set up Corbin and Ambrose. That should be decent. But once again, they played The Miz.
I love his mind for wrestling. I love where he's going with it.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much all these points. I hope they don't have Wyatt lose to Orton at Mania. Like, that's what it seems like. But, like,
he is, yeah.
I hope not, bro. Because, like, he says it here. Like, he paid his dues, bro. Like, Wyatt at Mania lost to Cena in what? Like, that was, man.
Honestly, the Battle Royal is coming up. So, could this mean that maybe a triple threat main event?
Or maybe that Fatal 4-Way that one of our commenters last week was talking about.
What they said? Who was the participants?
I believe Styles, Cena, Orton, Wyatt in a Fatal 4-Way at Mania.
And I think we both agreed that would be
would be fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we didn't see a possibility of it.
But Wyatt lost to Cena at Mania. He's lost to Taker at Mania. He had that moment with Rock at Mania, and it's been kind of building. Like, to face Cena at Mania, I believe that was his first Mania match. That's big time. That's huge, even in a loss. And then the next year you face Taker at Mania, even in a loss, that's big time. And then the next year, you don't have a match. You know, you was kind of injured and stuff like that. But you have this moment with The Rock. And
Yep.
even though, you know, you didn't even wrestle him and Rowan lost in 8 seconds,
Jobbed
like,
out, and he's not even part of the Wyatts
exactly,
now
like, it's
anyway.
still a big moment. Like, you could tell they've
Yeah.
been putting, you know, him in these big moments and paid his dues for sure. Got misused for a long time. And I'm happy for the man. Corbin and Ambrose, I think that's dope. The Miz thing, I didn't think they played The Miz. I like the way The Miz was booked in the chamber. You know, came out sixth, was able to come out sixth.
Yeah.
Was still a coward about it. Didn't get a pin until Corbin basically left Ambrose for dead.
And then Cena finished him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that we didn't even mention that there's rumors of a Cena Miz feud going forward with Maurice and Nikki mixed in.
So we'll see. We'll see. We still got, like you said, 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, and then another comment from Coon Ass for Life 93. It says not the most athletic, not the most fit, hasn't been booked worth a damn, has given it his all for years and made the best of whatever he was booked in, worked his ass off even if his matches weren't always great. Characters like this are what make us watch wrestling even during the slow years. Well fucking earned.
Well earned was about
For sure. I agree.
Everything I agreed with him. I don't agree with his name, but anyway, I'm not gonna dig into that. Next, he was the last comment.
I mean, that was yeah. I'm sorry.
Damn, awkward. Nah, but we fuck with everyone out there who fucks with us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is the No Politics podcast. This is episode 15, and like I said, we had a great fucking week of wrestling, man.
Absolutely.
Got the world buzzing.
God, we didn't get into it. We not gonna get into it because I'd be lying if I told you I saw it. But NXT this week, we were supposed to get Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven for the UK title. Okay. I didn't watch it yet. Yep. So
I also heard Ember Moon and Liv Morgan are doing something, and we're gonna go against Billy Kay and Peyton Royce.
Okay.
And then I also saw something about Ember Moon, Liv Morgan, and Peyton Royce for a #1 contenders match for the belt.
Interesting. Okay.
And we kind of mentioned that they were going to move on with these girls for the next era of the women's division.
Yeah.
Because Asuka eventually has to come to the main roster.
Yeah.
So
post WrestleMania, I'd assume.
I fuck with definitely what's going on at NXT, and I'm going to keep an eye on it.
For sure.
Definitely want to see that Tyler Bate match. So maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
All right. Anything else before we go?
All my listeners, all our listeners. Yeah, all my friends. Thanks. Thanks for listening.
Make sure you follow us at No Politics Podcast on Instagram, No Politics Podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, all social media. Coming to iTunes soon.
All social media.
It's your boy Faking No Moves.
All social media, not including Twitter.
Twitter, I mean, I might have to get that too for the squad.
I mean, that's a good look.
For real. But I thank everybody out there listening. All peace, all love. Spread the word. Follow your boy Faking No Moves at FAKINNOMOVES.
Follow your boy at Working Genius, WORKINGENIUS.
That's right. Check us out on No Politics Podcast on Instagram.
That's on Instagram. My shit is on Instagram. So.
Yeah, of course. If you've been listening this long, you already know. For the new listeners, check out the past episodes on SoundCloud. Everybody out there, have a great night, great day, whatever time it is. Peace.